What's up, everybody? Good morning. Doesn't look like news is doing much yet. Let's see what happens. Trading involves risk, never risk more than you can afford to lose. I like to see a breakaway and leave a fair value gap and then enter. No fair value gaps yet. They took liquidity on 2, but didn't take liquidity on US 30. So not as much volume as I anticipated. Let's see what the dollar did. The dollar's doing a pullback. So we might not get the true move until 9:30. I think we're going to go for yesterday's highs. I really wanted them to sell down and then buy from the bottom. So if these don't break out, they might come back down to the bottom. It looks like they're going to trap some people inside this range if we don't get an aggressive breakout. How's everybody doing today? I was hoping we would have something exciting to record. Nothing exciting. These are they're not far from yesterday's high, like only 100 points. 100 pips, which is only like 10 points. So not a lot. On the 5-minute, if we can get a close above with the fair value gap, I might look to enter on the pullback. Dang, that might have been the entry there. See how it closed above, came back in? Think I'm going to enter and just put my stop loss right below here on NAS. This is S&P 500, which is less volatile. If they don't close above these, I might get out. I did enter, and I'm just going to watch price action because it's a very tight stop. Y'all enter? If y'all entered with me, I had nothing major, but it is moving in our direction. I really expected more volatility, but I guess we're waiting on 9:30 open. How's the gold trade going for those of y'all that are in it? I see it was up over 220 pips. Anybody take that gold trade? Yep, gold buys are definitely playing out. The gold signal was up over 220 pips. I don't know what it is right now. Tracy, how many pips you up on that gold? You up over 200 in it? I don't like when there's no fair value gaps. Let's see, we probably got one on the higher time frame. We got one on the 5-minute. If it comes into this, I might stack. I don't know yet. Let's see. All right, the new 15-minute candle just started printing. I would like to see it leave a 15-minute fair value gap to revisit later. Whenever we get news and we don't get a nice push before 9:30, I hate that. I like to get a nice push before 9:30. Usually if we don't, we get a lot of consolidation, and that drives me wild. Okay, I'm going to step away for a minute, but I'm going to leave it recording. I like to get these recorded just to have to upload to the Academy so y'all can see news for those who don't get to watch it. Again, with news, I like to see a more aggressive expansion, but we just didn't get it today. And when this happens, a lot of times we just get consolidation until 9:30, then some manipulation. For those who trade futures, hold on one second. This would be S&P 500 on the left is ES, NAS in the middle, of course, is NQ. So if anybody's trading them, you wouldn't use the prices here, but you would use the structure. If I try to walk away, something happens. I'm going to let it run a few minutes. I'll be back, guys. But we should be over 1 hour on this trade. Seems like this is going to be a slow, painful trade until probably 9:30. Maybe we'll get some volatility. When they come in at 9:30, they could come grab this fair value gap and trade up for manipulation purposes, but we'll see. What I might do is just pause the recording and turn it on every few minutes for updates. Y'all are free to stay here and watch price action, but I'm going to be walking back and forth. The way they're leaving this fair value gap, they could come tap into it at 9:30. So this is why sometimes I don't move the break even too soon. The reason I like to call S&P 500 with it is because some people trade these on their futures. So you can trade them on futures or Forex. All right, so you see we got the same price action on the futures side. That's why we tell everybody asks if we call futures signals. No, I drop indices trades, but you can trade the futures with the indices trade. Because if you look, basically the same price action. And that's why I dropped the long and short tool, because it shows you where to put your stop loss and take profit if you follow my trade ideas. So here's that same fair value gap over here on ES, which is S&P 500. Y'all might hear my brother talking in the background. He's here at Myrtle Beach for a golf tournament with his friends. My cousin, they're here visiting, hanging out. But you see, price action is practically the same. The numbers will be different because these are the futures contracts versus the CFD on the Forex side. But the price action is close enough that when we call trades on one, it's typically pretty safe to take it on the other. As I said earlier, when we don't get that takeoff with the 8:30 news, we get a lot of consolidation pre-9:30. It's 9:15. The new 15-minute candle is just now painting. So I'm going to move over to the higher time frame and look at some stuff. Do something real quick. Let's look at the daily. I was just in another chatting to the people who got in these last night. They're in London. I used to get up and trade London. It's been a while. Since I started trading indices, I just usually trade New York session. But you see, during London, we took yesterday's low on NAS. And now we're headed up towards yesterday's high. On the daily, I would like to see NAS trade up into this daily fair value gap. And that's the draw on liquidity. All right, yesterday's high, and you got a daily fair value gap. And then I would watch price action from here. So this could turn into a swing if we don't get stopped out at 9:30. Now, if you look over here at ES, it did not. S&P did not take out yesterday's low, but I'm still targeting the high. There's a fair value gap on the 1 hour up there. So the draw on liquidity is not as strong over here, but there's, nothing down here either. There was that fair value gap on NAS that did have me concerned that we could come back into that fair value gap. But you see the daily candle is trading higher. The fact that it took out the low, we might just trade here to this volume imbalance, this gap here, and close that out. I would like to see a solid close to rebalance that. Yesterday, we got that 9R on US 30 with that buy up. And you see where it stopped? It stopped right into that order block of 2 days prior. So today, we could get like an inside day. US 30 is not doing much because we got a good move yesterday. Back down to the 1 hour let me go back to the daily. On my premium and discount. So if NAS is going to go short again, which I would like to see, from here to here, we would want to short above that 50%, which would put us, right above yesterday's high, if that's their objective, to go short again. But if their objective is to maintain longs, we could still come down to this fair value gap before going long. If you look at it from the upside, from here up to here, they have not pulled back. Well, they did. And went slightly under the 50%. So you have to look at the market from both sides. There is a reason to continue long. There's also a reason to come up here if you're looking. This is the 4 hour sell-off. Okay. The buy is daily structure. The sell is 4 hour structure. So you have structure inside of structure happening here. Right. So on the 4 hour, we also have this breaker block right below a fair value gap, which makes that a really good draw on liquidity as well. Some people trade either just US 30 or just NAS. I trade whichever one's moving for the day. US 30 has the strong liquidity here at the bottom. I would like to see it sell down into here, then buy up. And then it also has a fair value gap and a breaker block. And there you see that 4-hour fair value gap is way up here on S&P, and that breaker block has been tapped into. So we'll see. I'll pause the recording until 9:30. Let's go back down to the lower time frame. One thing I did want to check. Hold on 1 minute. See what we've taken out here. So this I don't like. We've taken out London high. Well, we took out Asia high during London, and now we've taken out London high during New York. Usually if you're going to buy, you like to buy below midnight open and 7:30 open. Where is my 7:30 open? Why is my 7:30 open not showing? There it is. Okay. So here's the 7:30 open way down here. A good entry for the buy would have been below the 7:30 open. I don't like that we're hovering right above the 7:30 open, because it could be setting up for shorts to come back and get some of that liquidity. That I don't like. I'll explain that more after 9:30. Okay, they closed that fair value gap. Like I said earlier, we still have this fair value gap on the lower time frame, so I wouldn't be surprised to see 9:30 open come in, grab that, and then push up. I would like to see it leave it, of course, because I don't want to get kicked out of the trade. But I'm holding. I have to know when to hold them and when to fold them. Y'all see, most of my trades are like 5R, 10R. So if I lose a 1R, I really don't care. I had a 9R and a 5R yesterday, 3 5Rs the day before. Well, 2 5Rs and a 6R. So losing a 1R today, and that's the kind of mindset you have to have. Don't stress out about a loss, because you're going to lose trades. Sometimes it's just because your stop loss is in the wrong place, or you got in a little late and they mitigated you, they went your way. So it's all a learning process every day. Do not stress out over losses at all. It's a game of probabilities. Game of probabilities. All right, there we go. I think everybody's safe to break even. We should be over 2R. They made us work for it this morning. I don't like to work that hard. Let's see. Yeah, we're 2R. Yeah, 1.95. Going for the daily. Yeah. Let's freaking go. Hopefully y'all made some money. Our TP1 was like 2.5R and it just got hit. Our TP2, I think, is 3.5R. But you see how just if you had one loss today, you just made it back plus another 1.5R. You can, so if you've met your daily goal, I tell people to close. If you're a person who wants to get consistent 2Rs, once you hit it, close. Don't chase anything else. Just be consistent in the way you trade. You can be a trader who takes a lot of trades and has small losses and big wins, and you're going to have a high risk to reward. So if you want to take like 10 trades and you know you typically get like 5R, you could lose 6 trades and you would be down 6R. But on the 4 trades that you win, you would make 20R. So you're up 14R. That's the kind of trader I am. I don't mind taking tight entries, because when I'm right, I'm very right. When I'm wrong, I lose small. Now, on the other hand, if you need a wider stop loss, you need higher time frames, We should have got in when it closed that fair value gap on US 30. But we tried. It moved so good yesterday that I didn't know if we would get anything good out of it today. But on the other side, if you take 10 trades and you know you're only good at getting 2R, you want to win more than you lose. See, if you get big R&R, you can lose more than you win. So with the 10R, if you lose 5, you're down 5R. And if you win 5, you're up 10R. But you're still 5R overall for your wins. But unless you know how to get some precise entries, this is a really good way to trade. And it will make you 6 figures. All right. Everybody, hope you enjoyed today's session. I'll get it posted. And y'all have a blessed day. Y'all are up over 3.5R. All right. Have a good one, everybody. Appreciate you.